Okay, so I am back with another 10 champions I'd like to see join the contest in Marvel Contest of Champions. So I've done this video before, and quite a few of those characters are coming to the game. I think the one that's probably what I remember most from that video is Bullseye. And he was my second most wanted to come to the game. So I've got 10 more champions here since, I thought, Bullseye's here. And I think some of the characters on that list are on their way. And, some characters that I'd thought about doing this video like a couple months ago, they're already in the game, like Silver Sable, even though she's shit. But before we get into this, what are you doing? Subscribe to the channel if you've seen me before. If you, feel free to like this video as well if you enjoy it. But let's get into the list, shall we? So, first up, these aren't in any particular order. This is just where I gathered all the photos and all that. So, not really in any particular order, really, apart from the last one we talk about. So, first up, we've got Ares, the God of War. Ever since I got a PS5, I got the God of War Ragnarok bundle with it. I've been playing a load of the God of War games. I know it's got nothing to do with Marvel, obviously, but I've been quite enjoying, the Greek and the Norse mythology showing in those games. So why not add a couple more gods to MCOC? Obviously, we've got Thor. Obviously, we've got Odin. And we got Hercules as well. And this is Hercules' brother, Ares. So I think he'd be a nice addition to the game. Probably come with a battle axe. I do think it obviously wouldn't be as good as Hercules is, because I do think that Cosmics have a bit, when they're designing Cosmic champions, Kabam have a little bit of PTSD with Hercules in the game now. But yeah, might have a cool synergy with Hercules maybe. Battle Axe as well. And I quite like this design as well for Ares as well. So yeah, most of these champions I think are quite cool. Other than some of them, I just like the character, and some I think they could just do something quite cool with them. So yeah, that is Ares. Next up is Lady Sif. Number one, female character. And, quite a few of the characters I play are very, very good, and they're female characters as well. But I really like this design for Sif as well, the red and the silver. Anything that has silver in, I love. Like Thunderbirds, for example. Silver and blue on Thunderbird 1, peak. And this one, silver and red. If they go for this design for Sif, if she ever does come to a game, I'd like it a lot. Again, another Cosmic, and another God. Which makes Gore even more viable as well, I should say. But yeah, I think Sif's a little bit overdue. Again, she not as prominent in God of War Ragnarok, but she is there. But I wouldn't mind seeing more Norse gods into the game. I just think she looks cool, especially if they do the red and silver design. I don't know how prevalent that is in the comics, but again, she'd look cool. Hopefully she has some cool abilities as well. Next up, number 8, third champion we're talking about, Silver Samurai. I've been watching the X-Men cartoon. Obviously I finished X-Men 97, which is again peak. Do need to do a video on that. I just would love Silver Samurai. He was in the 2013 Wolverine film, The Wolverine, which is underrated as well, by the way. But yeah, swordsman, he's Japanese, samurai. Can't get much cooler than that, really. Obviously, noticing a theme, a little bit of silver as well. Well, quite a bit of silver. Silver Samurai. I think that, obviously beats skill as well, I think. But yeah, he wields a sword. He's fluent in, all types of martial arts as well. Also, he's a samurai as well, so he's good with a sword. And he's just, again, another cool design. And again, mainly a reason I love him is also he's in the 2013 Wolverine film as well. So, yeah, I just like to see him come to the game. I think it'd be be nice and hopefully nice and shiny as well. And yeah, that's pretty much my reasoning for Silver Samurai. Next up, we have Hobgoblin. I'm really disappointed with how Green Goblin turned out. Well, not necessarily how he turned out. I think Green Goblin's massively outdated. So either we get a buff for Green Goblin, or we get Hobgoblin. And I do think there is potential for him to come to the game in October, hopefully. That'd be really, really cool, because we got Morbius and Werewolf by Night last year for October. So if they do stick with the horror monster trends, can't get much more better than a goblin. So obviously I do hope that, because if I did think about this for a Green Goblin buff, I just wish he was a little bit better. The pumpkin bombs have pre-fights. So that you can select what damage over time thing they do. Maybe they could do that with Green Goblin. I do think he'd be a tech champion as well, similar just as Green Goblin is. Again, cool color palette as well with orange and blue. I personally quite like that one. And yeah, another tech which we've been actually doing quite good with techs recently in game as well. So, excuse me, I got a bit of hay fever, touch of hay fever this morning as well. But yeah, Hobgoblin, another Spidey villain who has a load of different aliases as well. So they could basically pick anyone. So yeah, Green Goblin, I would like to see him come to the game. Next up is Okoye. She's been in Summoner's Choice. I can't remember what year, but she was definitely in Summoner's Choice. I think it was 2021. So I think she's been on Kabam's radar for a little bit. Shame she didn't come out with when Wakanda Forever came out in cinemas. I think that would have been a nice tie-in. But again, she's got a spear. Again, I like the character design. She's part of a Dora Milaje, skilled fighter. She'd be skilled, I think, as well. And yeah, again, I do think we could do something quite cool with her. Hopefully she has some good... I know synergies aren't as prevalent as a game, but, stuff with Shuri, maybe something with Black Panther Civil War to make him a good character. I know we shouldn't really rely on synergies and we just want buffs, but, I just think it'd be quite cool, because, some synergies in the game are very, very good. But yeah... yeah, she's just still skill fighter. Obviously, I'm no game and character designer, obviously, because, look at me. I'm recording a video in my bedroom. But I do think, again, there's just, a load of characters in MCOC they've done really, really interesting things with, and hopefully they do something interesting with Okoye if she ever does come to the game. Next up, I have Angel. Bride Riser, we've got Archangel in the game. Yeah, I know, but I would like to see Angel. I know they're the same character. But again, I think, after X-Men 97, I think a load of us are on an X-Men high right now. And I really would like to see Angel. I really, really would. I think they could do something really cool with him. Obviously, he's got the wings. He's obviously very, very good he's a good pilot. Is it pilot? He's got enhanced flight abilities, obviously, because he can fucking fly. I don't know if they could do something with his feathers like they do with Archangel, but obviously that's a very specific case because they're coated in metal thanks to Apocalypse with Archangel. But again, we've got Captain, we've got a load of variations of different characters, so chuck in Angel, why not? Again, I'm on a bit of X-Men high thanks to X-Men 97 and watching the X-Men cartoon as well. So, and he's probably outside of Mystique, the probably one of the more wanted mutants I'd like to see come to the game. Alongside Jean Grey as well, because she was in my her and Mystique were in my previous list, which if you haven't seen, go watch it. It's what was it? Just over a year, actually, yeah, a year ago I made that one. But yeah, Angel, would love to see him come to the game. Just do something with his wings. Maybe he could just have like feather charges or something like that, and just make him cool. Make him cool, which they always do a good job because, like we always say, when we see the new reveals of champions, our team doesn't miss. They have True Strike. Next up is Bastion. Again, X-Men 97 High. He was the main villain. Be a tech champion, obviously. He's a technopath as well. So it'd be interesting to see if he had a cool interaction with robots. That'd be quite cool because he can control other robots because he's a technopath, obviously. And yeah, he was really cool in X-Men 97, and he just have like some of it. He basically have like a combination of like Nimrod and Sentinel's abilities, I think, because he's like the next evolution of the Sentinel line. Obviously because he controls like all the Prime Sentinels and all that in X-Men 97 until Magneto uses an EMP at the North Pole or South Pole, wherever it is. But yeah, Bastion's a character I kind of, ever since X-Men 97, I've read up what he can do. And he's pretty cool. I think he'd be a nice addition. Again, another tech. I do quite like the tech class in MCOC. Again, be very, very cool if they could do something with it, an interaction with those who attacked robots. I do think that'd be very, very cool to see. And maybe he'd be a Nimrod replacement because Nimrod's kind of fallen off. So if he becomes the new Nimrod for a couple of years, if he does come to the game, that'd be nice to see. Next up is another Summoner's Choice character. That was this year. That is Viper, because before she got knocked out in round 1 this year, and I think out of all of them, apart from Blob, she was like my second most wanted to come to the game. I think she'd be skill. She'd be immune to poison because she's got an affinity. She's got an affinity with like toxins and all that. Also, she is the leader of Hydra in New York, I believe. I might have to do. I should have gone back and watched my 2024 Summoner's Choice list. I think she'd be skill as well. God, it's quite a lot of techs and skills on this system now. I'm thinking about it, but then again, Marvel is the one who say to Kabam what class they should be. So again, the classes are just guesses. Again, with Summoner's Choice this year, like her and Blob were my two favourites, and they both got knocked out quite early on. And we got Shafra, who, to be fair, more I read about her, I'm actually quite excited for her. And also, she looks very menacing with the character model they've designed for her as well. But enough about Shafra. Let's talk about Viper. I would like to see her come to the game at some point. Leader of Hydra, could have, cool interactions with some characters with who poison her, because obviously she's got immune to toxins and all that in the comic books anyway. So that'd be cool to see. I really would like to see Viper in the game. And next up is Tombstone. Basically, this is coming from playing the 2 Spider-Man PlayStation games. He's really, really cool in those games, and I do like his redemption arc as well. Hopefully we see him in Spider-Man 3, but who knows. But yeah, he is... I do think he'd be quite a cool character. Obviously, in Summoner's Choice 2024, we had his daughter Beetle. Janice is her name. But this Tombstone is Lonnie Lincoln. Because I know that after doing a bit of research for this video, there's a couple of other people who have gone by the name Tombstone. But this one's Lonnie. I really would like to see Lonnie in the game. He's obviously got penetrate. Well, he says that his skin is as hard as diamonds, so I imagine he'd be bleed immune, or at least resist bleed at least. I think he'd either be science or skill. I'd probably lean towards more science. In terms of his class, would like to see him be a bit of a two-way champion, maybe a little bit more on defense. But again, we'd have we have to see his abilities. He's a skilled fighter as well. And he can take quite a bit of damage, as we've seen in Spider-Man PS4 and Spider-Man 2. Obviously, he's very, very heat resistant, so maybe he'd have a incinerate resistance or immunity as well, because he was in a furnace in Spider-Man 2, and he didn't really feel the heat, let's say. So yeah, Tombstone, I'd like to see him come to the game. Probably be a science. I'd like to see some incinerate and bleed resistance or immunities, because utility is always nice, and that's what science is really known for in the game. But yeah, I think if his daughter Janice ever comes to the game, because she was in the Summoner's Choice as Beetle, I wouldn't mind seeing Tombstone come to the game as well. Very, very, I think, we're slowly making our way through Spider-Man villains, but we're still waiting for Lizard, who's my most wanted character, to come to the game still. Now, the last one, this is pure British bias, because I live in the UK, born and bred. Well, born and raised, I should say, not born and bred. Well, anyway, Captain Britain. We have Captain Britain in the game, but that is Betsy Braddock. This one is Brian Braddock. So this would have this. He has, was it the Amulet of Right, which is a mystical artifact. So I think he would be a mystic. He's got mystical ties, because when he was dying, I can't remember the names. I just researched him, but I can't remember the names for the life of him. Who was approached, and he chose the Amulet of Right. So he's got that. He is. He'd obviously shoot probably energy projectiles, hopefully be energy based champion in terms of like his hits and all that. But this is just, again, pure British bias here. So make him mystic, make him a bit like Guardian. He's very Guardian's obviously very Canadian. Also, we're getting him as a 7-star for Caban Jack's leaving gift for us. Sad to see Jax go. As well, but wish him all the best. But yeah, this is just pure British bias on my part. Make him a tea drinker. His winning animation. Have him sip a cup of tea. Why not? Obviously we've got with Guardian we've got him like the pat and the wink, which is a very Canadian thing. From what I understand. So make him a tea drinker, a crumpet eater. I don't know if he does that in the comics, but again, this is just pure British bias. Maybe he'd just make his like specials like flash, blue, red, and white, because he's British. Again, I like the design of him. I've seen some photos of him where he's wielding a sword. That'd be quite cool. But he says he's not he's no warrior, which is why he chose the Amulet of Right. So yeah, I do think this guy would be a mystic as well. I think I've already said that, but yeah, this is just pure British bias on my part. I really would like to see Captain Britain come to the game. But that is going to be it for this video. If you stayed till the end of this, thank you very much. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like it. If you stayed and disliked it, didn't like this video because I didn't include your favourite character, let me know your most wanted character in Marvel Contest of Champions, because, this is just my list. Not the community's list. My personal list. Like to see who you'd like to see in the game. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe if you like my other content as well. If you do decide to click on my channel, because like 99% of you, according to my analytics, aren't fucking subscribed, because all I get is new viewers, I should say. So yeah, if you've seen me before and you like my content, feel free to subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.